All right, man. So there's a very quiet way that men like us, the responsible men, the men who take on all the responsibility in our relationships or our marriages, we abandon ourselves in a way that's so quiet that we don't realize it until we are in this constant loop of constant arguments, draining the life out of us, right? So we have to understand what we are doing and get the clarity on that so that now we can then get a solution to handle this properly, right? It's not your fault, man. You've been through a lot and you've been through a lot of years of sacrifice and pouring in so much. And all you need right now is just a blueprint to shift the entire narrative, right? And I want to get that to you today. So sit tight, lock in, take your notes with me, okay? Now, before we tap in, again, per usual, let's go ahead and subscribe. Tap that right now because I want us to be able to reach more people like us, more men like us who understand what we are going through. So tap in on that, press that right now for me so that we can lock in. All right. Now, the message that we have right now, and what I want you to understand is the thing that's happening to you is that you're avoiding the conflict, you're avoiding the fights because you're not a man who is, you don't like conflict. You don't like to, go back and forth. You don't like to go through wars, right? You actually enjoy peace. You enjoy calm. You are a man who's responsible. You do your duties, you do your task as a man, and you come back and you want that peace. You're not looking for war, right? But what happens is that you suppress the emotions, the problems, the things that you want to talk about. You suppress it for so long that then you blow up, right? And this is called the emotional cost, the cost of holding in your emotions, the cost of handling and not saying what's on your mind or speaking clearly about what's on your mind. All right. And here's the problem, right? You're tired of every conversation and everything that you say is turning into an argument. You don't ask for much. You don't even want to be worshipped or praised. It's just that one time that something happens. And then from there you're like, you know what? Why does this keep on why do we have to keep on having this argument? I'm coming to you with the most basic, simple things, the simple request, and we're having these arguments. You just want peace, right? But it's starting to feel like your silence is the only way to get it. You being quiet is the only way to get that peace. Yeah. So now you're frustrated because it's at a place now. Every time you bring something up, she's flipping it back on you, right? She's getting defensive. You're getting frustrated, and now it's this back and forth fight, and you're questioning: is it even worth it to speak up at all? You've suppressed it for so long, right? That it's been years, and you're like, man, there's no point of me even going back and forth. I'm just gonna stay quiet because she's not understanding me and she's not hearing you. All right. Well, look. Here's the thing, brother. You feel like there's two options. It's either you abandon yourself in the name of just getting that peace or quote unquote peace you think you're getting, right? Or you keep on talking, and then the more you talk, she's not listening. So you feel like you have no options. You feel stuck, right? And you're like, man, nothing's working. You've tried everything and nothing is working. Therapy, books, right? You've been through videos, even like mine, right? You're watching all these tips and tricks and you're trying to get something to work and nothing is working. Well, look, man, the mistake that you have right now is two things. One, you're waiting too long. You're waiting too long to speak on what you know for a fact you gotta speak on. Whether it's something to do with her and she's doing things that you don't like or don't appreciate, or things that you need for yourself, like some space, some time, right? You're waiting too long until you say something. And that's why you have this issue. That's the first step. And then number two is that you don't even know what to say when that time comes, right? Which is probably the biggest problem you're having. You don't have the tools or the blueprint of what to say when it comes to that time because you feel it. You know for a fact she does something that makes you feel like less of a man, and it hits you right in your chest, and you're there like, man, if I come to her soft and try to, it's not working. If I come to her, aggressive and hard, it's not working. I gotta figure out like how do I say it in a way that gets to the cross, but doesn't trigger such a this emotional back and forth. All right. Well, I'm glad you asked that question because that is what I'm gonna give you today. And it's a formula that I use, and it's a basic formula, right? Is it set in stone? No. It is a basic foundation for you to use right now, and you can build on top of this. But the formula is called the we formula, and it's my most popular formula that guys love. All the men that I teach and coach, they love this formula because it gives you a baseline to start. All right. So the I is going to be simply stating your boundary. Write this down. You state your boundary clearly. There's no sugarcoating. There's no fluff. directly down the middle. State what you got to say. Say it with your chest. Then number two, which is the you. You're going to now acknowledge her emotions with a you. Okay, this is crucial. This is like a buffer between the first one and second one. It's a buffer so that you can let her know that I do see you, I do understand or see what's going on. I can hear you, right? But you're not taking responsibility for the emotion. You're just letting her know that I do see you, right? And then the last one is we. We is the ability to bring it together to where you're letting her know this is where I'm trying to go, and you have an opportunity to follow me down this path, down the correct path or correct behavior. Yeah, and you're giving her a place or a channel to come back to you with the correct emotion or the correct behavior or the correct reaction, whatever you're looking for. Yep. Okay. So it's very simple. Things like, let's say for a simple fact that you may want, to go out with your friends, or you want to go on a trip for the weekend with your business partners, or whatever you have going on, right? So let's use the one of you going out with your friends and you haven't seen them for 3, 4, 5 months, right? But you're always spending time with your woman every single weekend. You have to let her know. Down the middle. First is your I. All right, baby girl, I understand that you want to, I understand what's going on right now, but I am going to go out with my friends this weekend. That's simple. I am going to go out with my friends this weekend because I haven't seen them in a long time. That's the I. Then you say to you, I understand that you want to spend time with me this weekend. And I cherish that. I admire that. And I want to spend time with you too as well. Yep. Then the we. But how about this? I'm going to all my friends this weekend, but we can come back and we can have time on Sunday, or we can have our time on next week, or we can plan something else, something together for the following week, right? So you're giving her a channel or direction of where you want this to go. You're still holding your boundary by staying the I, but you're creating a space for her to say, hey, I'm not dismissing you. I'm letting you know I'm still going to stand on my own too, but we'll come back to whatever we have to do later on. Yeah. So simple, so clean, and it's the greatest foundation to starting to set boundaries clearly and calmly. All right, try this one out. And per usual, if you're looking for more help, or you're looking for more assistance, you're tired of all the videos, you're tired of all the therapy, you're tired of trying to get, you want a structured program, a structured system where you can sit down, you can commit to this for a set amount of time, and you have me by your side to guide you through my proven system that works for men just like you, right? Men who are responsible. You have spent countless years, 10, 20, 30 years of you pouring into everybody else, including your woman and your family, and you aren't receiving the respect back or appreciation back that you want, and you want to learn how to get that back. You want to learn how to pour back into your cup. You want the tools of how to handle yourself properly with boundaries and calm emotional control. I'm the guy to help you, and I want you to reach out to me. Comment this down below, press the link below, book a call with me, and let's have a conversation about where you are. And then from there, we can figure out the options of getting you to get on board with my program and start working through this with me. All right? That's calm, brother.